Good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to go ahead and check back in today with our understanding of the elements of poetry, but we're going to add to it some information that we've done in the past on fables. So do you remember reading fables?
Yes.
Do you remember writing fables?
Yes.
Okay, so let's check in with our objectives board over here. I have up here our elements of poetry from yesterday with our bigger picture narrative writing, and then I've added today compare and contrast. We're going to be talking about the similarities and the differences between poems and fables. Are you ready? I have a graphic organizer that we're going to use. Let's check back in with our academic words that we learned yesterday with elements of poetry. My turn, your turn. Verse.
Verse.
Stanza.
Stanza.
Rhyme.
Rhyme.
Rhyme scheme.
Rhyme scheme.
Good, we're going to use these academic words when we complete our graphic organizer. So these are the two areas that we're going to compare and contrast. And I know we've used this graphic organizer before, but I just want to do a little bit of a reminder to make sure that we remember how it works. When we're talking about something that is the same between our two items, we connect those in the middle, okay? When we talk about something that's different, we put them on the outsides. But every time we add something different for one side, we need to counterpoint on the other side, okay? Point, counterpoint. Say that with me.
Point, counterpoint.
Good, so today you're gonna get a chance to work with your partner again on parts of these, and I'm expecting you, when you do that, to use our vocabulary, our academic language that we talked about from yesterday, okay? So let's take a look at these two items, fables and poems. I want you to think for a second about a way that they are the same. And I'm modeling this one. I'm going to put my answer from my head on here right now. Fables and poems, they are both narrative writing. Pick up your pencil, we're going to do this one together. Narrative, I'm writing it in the middle. And I like to put the words first and then do the circle because I'm not sure how big of a circle I'm going to need. And then connect to both sides because this is an attribute, a similarity that both share. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do right now is you're going to turn to your partner when I say go, and you're going to talk about something else that fables and poems have in common, something else that is the same. Are you ready?
Yes.
Make eye contact with your shoulder partner so they know you're ready. Begin, turn and talk. Something the same. Can poems have dialogue, people talking?
Yes.
Yes, they can. Can fables have people talking?
Yes.
Ooh, so there's another similarity. Where are you going to put that? So I heard some interesting similarities between fables and poems. Can you share with me something that you had with your discussion with your partner? What did you talk about? Cardell.
We talked about like how the paragraph breaks down and how they both have short sentences.
So let's go with the second thing that you said. What was the second item you said?
They both have short sentences.
They can both be short, right? So when we were talking about fables, remember their job was to teach a lesson pretty quickly, and we know that poems can be kind of shorter too, compared to like a chapter book shorter. So let's go ahead and, if you didn't add that to yours, can you add it now?
Yeah.
Sure. In addition to talking about the similarities, Samuel, we're also going to talk about the ways that these two items are different. And for this purpose, I'm going to switch colors right now so that I can show that they are different. And remember, we're going to do point, counterpoint. Do you remember how that works?
Yes.
If I add something to the fable side, I have to show how that's different by adding something to the poem side. So let me think about this. Fables and poems. Why don't you take a moment to think as well? Make eye contact with your partner. Turn and talk. I want you to say, can you share anything that you figured out with your partners? Samuel, you had something kind of interesting. Tell me what you figured out.
Fables have animals, poems have animals, and people.
Yeah, so we learned that fables usually have animals, and they're acting in ways that animals do not normally act, right? They talk and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and have over here usually have animals. And then in my poems, I'm going to put, they can have animals, it can be about anything, right?
Yeah.
Animals, people.
Like yesterday, there was a poem that said, "My dog ate my earphones."
So it can have animals, right?
Yeah.
Any other conversations that you figured out or had with your partners? Andrea.
Poems have stanzas and fables have paragraphs.
I'm so glad you used our academic words. So poems have stanzas. If you didn't include that, include it now. And fables have paragraphs. Great job. So today we talked about the way poems and fables are alike and the way that they are different, and we completed a graphic organizer. Our job tomorrow is going to be to take this information and put it into a paragraph.